Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Maritime Frontier Show. My name is Jili Utoni. Today, we are speaking with Dr. Basi Onwulisa, the author of The Toll of Corruption in Nigeria, the role of illicit checkpoints in the exorbitant prices of goods across Nigeria. He is a maritime personality with about over 3 decades of experience within the sector. And I think he knows his onions when he talks about corruption within the system. Today, we are going to look at those things that we define as corruption within the sector and those things that tend to militate against the growth of the maritime sector. Dr. Olisa, good afternoon, and you're welcome to the program, sir.
Good afternoon or good evening, my viewers and Dr. Dili Utomi.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm just Mr. G. You told me.
You are a doctor here, all right. A doctor is somebody that has a foreknowledge of anything. You're a doctor of journalism.
Thank you so very much, sir, for that honor. Sir, I want to take a look. What do you think define as corruption? Let's start from that.
Corruption is doing things in appropriate ways. That is negating the extant laws and the constitution of a nation or a group. Corruption is manipulating situations, taking money in exchange for doing the right thing, and so on and so forth. Corruption can be defined as slave driving. When you talk about slave driving, you say people holding themselves to hostage by allowing indices of manipulation to go on. A historian can describe it as those things that has kept them far away from their goals.
How do you relate it to the maritime sector, sir?
The maritime sector has been grappling with issues of corruption for quite a long time now. In the beginning, it was using calculator to type the amount to be given. Today, it has graduated to where our money at every corner, at every section. You see people, officials, government representatives shouting to those that are coming to do share transaction with them, that where our money, where our settlement. That was not the same way before. It used to be bringing out a tablet of calculator and putting an amount there, and the other person will press his own value that he wants to give. But today, it has become a norm that people don't even care if they are collecting money with camera. So they say that those are security agents that collect money on the highway. They collect money and even give you the commuter change. They can collect 500 naira where they're supposed to receive 200 and give the commuter 300 naira. So it has become a norm. It's no longer, no official is afraid of collecting or giving bribe.
So you're saying that it has become brazy. Corruption has been normalized within the Nigerian society, especially the maritime sector. Is that what you are?
Yes. The corruption itself is yielding over 1 trillion naira on monthly basis in Nigeria.
How do you come to that figure, sir?
Fine. The figure cannot be far-fetched. When you transfer from one area to the other in this country, for example, you want to travel to Lagos to Onitsha and you have a truck that is carrying goods, the driver will always request for eguzo if it's an Igbo driver.
What's that, sir?
Eguzo, that is money for the road. If it is a Yoruba man, he will request for owo olopa, that is money for the police. If it is a Malab, he will say ina kudinhanya. Kudinhanya means where the money, where you will take the drop, they make sacrifice. If not, your goods cannot reach the expected destination. That is what is going on.
So virtually MSC Group has a name for it now. I mean, it has become something that
it has become a norm and it's becoming in fact part of the constitution of Nigeria.
Sir, can you quantify the effect of corruption in terms of not just Naira and Kobo, in terms of it has done to the national psyche, in terms of the wreck it has done to the availability of infrastructure, medical centers, schools, roads? Can you quantify? Can you try to put a figure on what we have lost?
The truth of the matter is that the issue of corruption in Nigeria today is burying a lot of dreams. It's destroying a lot of people. And corruption is affecting every industry in Nigeria. Every industry, everything, schools. Today saying that lecturers are collecting money to pass students. How can you evaluate the quality of knowledge of a student that paid money through from part one to part to his final year? How can you quantify his knowledge when what is needed is to settle the lecturer? Some settle with even their body. Corruption in Nigeria is abnormally becoming dangerous. And if we allow it to continue, we'll be destroying the psyche of this nation. And the future generation may not have a place they will call Nigeria. Just think about it. A friend of mine told me how he left Kano with a truckload of fresh tomato. But because of harassment on the road, the truck supposed to get to Lagos maximum 3 days. It got to Lagos after 11 days. What happened? 80% of the tomato have already gone, have been destroyed because overstay on the road. Because anywhere you get, they will park and go and negotiate and settle with officials. Everywhere they come to a roadblock raised by non-state actors, cows are raising roadblocks, communities are raising roadblocks, area boys are raising roadblocks, custom, police, navy, all manner of people. Before they negotiate and get to their final destination, they have spent extra 7 to 8 days, within which all these perishable items can be destroyed. I get what I'm saying. So we should not be taking this as a joke. Government has to wade in and take care of the problem of corruption. If not, before you know it, corruption will destroy this country. Corruption also comes from people using chemicals to prepare beer and cooking the gospel and sell to the public, destroying lives. Corruption has come to people who are using chalk. This chalk they write in school to prepare tablets and sell to the people. You are going to the hospital to receive treatment. Actually, you have gone to the hospital to receive death certificate.
Installment.
Yes, through fake drugs.
Sir, we are talking particularly about the maritime sector. Now that's where we are mainly concerned about today. Let's narrow it down to the base. Which area of the maritime sector do you think that the government should beam its searchlight in order to try and remove those things that cause corruption, in order to create more transparency within the dailies? Is it the customs, the other government agencies, or which particular area do you think?
The truth of the matter is this: when it comes to the major stakeholders in this industry of corruption, is the Federal Operation Unit of Nigerian Customs. They are not even supposed to be there. The Federal Operation Unit of Nigerian Customs are just working on their purposes with a simple mechanism of transaction, which is about collecting value from custom and then positioning your container for examination. It is presumed that when you collect the value, custom did not see the consignment. But when you examine it, custom has already seen the consignment you brought in, and they value it in pari passu with the amount of money you paid, and see whether the amount paid is okay as a good value for that goods. If they have done that due diligence and are able to release the consignment to the owner, what are the Federal Operation Unit doing at the gates of our custom area command, picking the same consignment, taking it to their office to start examination of load and all that. At the end of the day, what happens? How many containers have they seized out of the over 1,000 that are taken in a month? They have not seized up to 20 containers out of those. Those they seize their containers are those that are not able to tame their selfish interests. If they are able to tame their selfish interests, they will let them go. It's as easy as that. Think about it. If you go to Mile 2 now, you see custom arresting containers, arresting vehicles, used vehicles, telling them that we did not pay this, is a compromise. Who compromise? Who is the person that compromise? Is it not custom? If they give you value, you pay. Another custom will say compromise. A senior officer, a DC valuation will give you value, you pay. And I see on the road, we say that it's not proper, give off our money. Officer on duty. Officer on duty is a crime against Nigerians. Anywhere you hear that language, officer on duty, don't take it lightly. It's a crime trying to bring in abnormality to normality. What is officer on duty? Holding somebody to the jugular and asking him to give you money and he claim that he's officer on duty. Is that the highest irresponsibility? And some of these shipping companies are terminal organizations are said to be owned by our politicians. After stealing our money, they are holding us hostage again, increasing charges and increasing service charges at will. Look at PTML Grimari, for example, charging container of auction that is supposed to pay 25% of the total value that custom gave it or auction committee gave it. They are giving people 7 million naira to go and pay on auction container.
That's what's the difference? You said 7 million. Also,
If you have 2 million naira as the value of auction container, 25% of it is 500,000.
Yeah.
But they are collecting 7 million.
Why?
They are extorting people. They are just like bandits. These shipping company and terminal operators, especially this Grimadi and PTML.
Sir, in defense of, they're just trying to do my job and play the devil's advocate here. Do you have evidence that these are happening?
We will give you evidence. Right now, Seth, I've asked my lawyers to give the notice of prosecution, notice of going to court. And in that notice, when we give them the notice, I'll give you copies.
No,
with
TML command or some
3TML command, for example, right now, because the matter was reported to us 2 months ago. Up to now, it had not been.
that's the customs command itself.
Though the shipping company, the terminal company is supposed to collect 25% of the cost of the container.
Okay.
That terminal company is collecting 7 million, which is daylight robbery. And for 2 months now, some people reported the issue to me. We've been going back and forth. Finally, they say 4 million. Finally, they are saying 2 million.
That's the cost for using the storage facility.
I think you need to understand this on that. If I had known, I would come with a customs auction paper. At that auction paper, you see where they say 25% of this value on the auction will be paid to shipping companies. 25% will be paid to terminal operators.
Yeah.
But now, terminal operators are giving demurrage to auction container. They're asking auction container to pay demurrage to the tune of 7 million. 7 million naira.
What's their own argument? Because if it's a demurrage, if it's an auction article or auction item, it's supposed to have been evacuated to another place. Is it not?
No. When they give you auction container, you are supposed to pay 25% of the value of the auction. As custom give you value, you pay 25%. 25% of 2 million is 500,000.
The 25%, does it cover the storage facility, the use of the storage facility?
Auction container has no business with storage facilities. It's auction now. Auction container has no value. Auction is over time. You are not selling it to the owner. How can you be asking a third party to come and pay storage facility? Does it really make sense?
And I just want to better understand this.
But does it make sense?
I just want to be
That you allocated auction container to this man or that woman, and he comes here trying to collect demurrage that made the man abandon his container in the first place from the man that custom sold the container. It doesn't really make any sense. What is allowable is 537,500 naira for 40 feet. For 20 feet is half. That is what is allowable by the custom authorities. But the shipping line like BTML has no respect for our laws. They have no respect for Nigerians. They have no respect for anybody. They are charging the allotee of this auction. Do more rage. Is it his business, for God's sake? So let us understand this thing because it's very important.
Yeah. Okay.
And we are using this meeting to say that if it continues, we will mobilize all people to see the BTML. I ask for the money they stole from them over the years in this matter. I hope that's what I'm saying.
I do. Now, also just try to. I'm not trying to justify this action, but in defense of what you talked about, the Federal Operations Unit a while ago, and talk about the fact that they take goods just about 500 meters away from the command, and then they are just 500 meters away from there, and then they find the vehicles or the cargo. There have been over the years, there's been this issue of cargo flying or vehicle flying. The Federal Operations Units in their own defense have always said that they are there to checkmate this illegal movement of uncleared goods. That goods are illegally taken away
In
from.
custom clearing business, customs are the custodians of the port security. That now, if you want to remove every consignment from the port, custom will be aware. Custom are at the gate. What do you mean by flying? Is it flying in the sky?
Is it that some of the
Which was at the flying in the sky or the Nigerian black market use?
you driven the goods illegally?
You cannot remove anything from the port without the collaboration and conspiration of our conspiracy of our customs and other agencies like police at the gate.
So why it still happens?
I don't know. I'm not aware. But if it happens, they should take their officers responsible. Nobody should be stuck on the road and be asking, did you fly your container or did you not fly it? Is it not a shameful thing? Are we the only country where they clear goods? Even in Semeboda here, in Cotonou, they are clearing goods. Why should our own container will not develop wing and fly out? Then it is only federal operation that can dictate a flying container. Does it really make sense? Let me tell you what is happening. They are creating shops where to collect money from Nigerians. Extortion in Nigeria is a 20 trillion naira business monthly basis. Extortion, stealing. That is why our economy will never be okay. Economy will never be good in a country where corruption, stealing in the name of doing your job and manipulation of laws and rules and regulations of Nigeria. There's no economy will ever stand on that kind of situation. In fact, what is the real problem of our economy is corruption. It's bribery and corruption, manipulation, stealing of government revenue, stealing of Nigerian money. Think about it now. What is really supposed to be the norm? If you don't pay duty to a consignment, if you don't pay for a consignment, are you getting me? Automatically, you cannot go to shipping company and release because it is your payment of duty that will prompt the system to send your information to shipping company for them to write your TDO, and then you go to terminal to take delivery. So how did they fly? How can you remove container without paying duty or remove a car but without paying duty? It's impossible. What happened is that they agree with customs and give them cash and they allow the container to go. So if such a thing happens, who is the main culprit? It is the customs. So federal operation should go and find the officer that conspired with non-state actors and business people to allow container to leave the port.
Okay, well, in the defense of them, we think that the best way for them to tackle that issue is to stay on the road, close to the
The
country.
best way to enrich their pocket is to stand on the road to enrich their pocket.
Sir, how do you come to the 20 trillion naira cost of corruption?
By research I did over the 7 months of writing this book.
7 months.
7 months, sorry, 7 years of writing this book. Sorry. There's a research I did, the evaluation. If you go to any checkpoint, now be it police, custom, or army, you will see where they are putting money in a drum. You see a drum, a bag, a sack, or anything like that. If you look properly, you see that drum is full with money. Are you getting me? So if there are 5,000 roadblocks in Nigeria, for example, multiply that 5,000 roadblocks with what they are carried in cartons and bags and drums every day, you will have about over 20 trillion in monthly basis. And what happens? This money that is being taken from people are plowed into the cost of goods. That's why a consignment that is supposed to sell for 30,000 naira will now be sold for 70,000. For example, now they will be sleeping. They will bring rice to the warehouses. Bags of rice, potted rice to the warehouses. Once you carry 10 bags of rice to go and bury your mother or father that died in the southeast, they will seize the vehicle and seize the rice and impound both if you are unable to deal with their selfish interests. So that's the way it is.
Sir, tell us, what inspired you to write this book?
What inspired me to, when I was writing the book, I was trying to create an avenue for discussion, an avenue for national conference on corruption, an avenue to sit down and discuss this matter that wants to ruin all of us. Let's think about it. Your son is going to the university, and your son is settling the lecturers, and he finally became a lawyer after settling the lecturers. What will be the fate of his patients? Or my daughter, for example, if she's doing pharmacy, and at the end of the day, she graduates through this system, what kind of drugs will she produce? What kind of that's what kind of help can she help the society services with something that the garbage in, garbage out? I remember somebody called my attention to a lecturer in a certain institution where he was in school. Somebody, a friend, that if you want to pass his course, you must give him a social amount of money. If not, if you read 48 hours in 2 days, continue reading, you enter for that exam, you will fail. Except if you give him that amount of money, you will get a pass. So it is in every aspect. It's not only on custom. It's in government that you submit your application for job in a government establishment. If you did not follow it up with settlement, you will not get the job. Somebody who has nothing to offer will get the job by settlement. Today, you see more and more people who read arts working in banks that needs calculation, while those that did ICT and other related courses like accounting and finance, they are not getting the job. The system that is corrupt can never grow. And Nigeria is so blessed with human resources, with material resources, with wonderful weather condition and climatic condition. But these corrupt people and corrupt ideas and corruption in government has made it impossible for this country to get out from crawling. We are still crawling. For how long? When will we stand and start working? So Roshoto is destroying our nation.
Okay.
It is a serious matter.
Sir, you are a freight forwarder, call you a licensed customs agent, and you help clear goods along the logistics supply chain. What are your basic experiences dealing with people especially government officials at various stages.
My experience is sad. My experience is very sad and disappointed. For example, even as it is now that I'm talking about corruption and transparency and all that, I'm a victim because I'm a victim of all the people that are corrupt in the industry. They see me as sorry just about it. Yes, they see me as a bad person trying to destroy their channel of eating or channel of taking care of their family. But I can tell you that a society that is not corrupt, even they that are in government will enjoy more. Many years back, a minister of Federal Republic died on the road he refused to construct. That minister, I can't remember his name now, he's from Kwara State. He was traveling from an angle of Kwara State, angle of Niger State to Kwara State. He had an accident on a bad road and he died there. If he had done the road, he might not die. He died because of the bad aspect of that road. Today, because we agree that corruption is a sweet sugar, our children are the product of that corruption. They cannot spiritually, any child that was taken care of with stolen money will never amount to anything. That's why you see generations of people who stole our money, their children did not amount to anything. I cannot start barbarizing those families and mentioning their name. So it's better than all of us repent and change and do the right thing. Coming to my pains and all these pains I'm suffering, are you getting me? Even those that are in my industry, the climb and forward in the leadership, most of them see me as a path companion because maybe I am trying to tell them, instead of them to be fighting for their own personal gain, they should fight for the overall interest of the whole practitioners, the interest of the importers, the shipping agents, the transport logistics companies, and so on and so forth. They are seeing it as if I am just trying to wake them. But anything that is brought out from the fringe of the teeth will never fool you. You can never be fed fine because of those meats that hang on your teeth that you are bringing out to chew them and swallow again. Until we begin to do the right thing and put our resources to the development of our nation. Those that have stolen too much, they still die of terminal ailment. It's a curse. A curse is upon their head. They don't know it. I'm telling you, this is it. All the money you are stealing the commonwealth of the people, you end up dying a miserable death. If I will make the list. In fact, I will write a book on that when I will mention names. On people, they were very, very prominent families in the time past, but because of the way they stole the commonwealth of Nigeria, they died a miserable death, and their children were nowhere to be seen as making impacts in the society. Despite them studying in England, studying in America, studying in Peru, studying in Spain, their children still end up with hard drug issues. So the best thing to do is let us change that to and enjoy life. Most of my age cannot sit down and talk because they don't have the strength. But God gives me the strength to move because I am an arrow of the truth. The spear I shoot is that of the truth. The Bible says that the first set of people that will enter the hellfire are the fearful, those that are afraid. Those that are afraid to say the truth. Those that are afraid to do the right thing. Those that are afraid in any way. That's why the Bible says that the fear not in the Bible is more than faith in them. Listen, because it's warning you that you are the first set of people in Revelation. I think Revelation 12 or so, that will enter the hellfire are the fearful. Those who hide the tree. Those who give evil reports. And that is the way it is.
Sir. You served as the president of Association of Nigerian Customs Brokers, ASCB, and now the president of the National Compliance Joint Task force of licensed carrying agents. That's the NCJTFLCA.
Yes.
What is the objective of this association, the NCJTFLCA?
The main objective of the organization is to try to change the story, to change the narrative.
What narrative, sir?
The narrative of corruption, that without corruption, nobody will become rich. Nobody will do business and survive in Nigeria if you are not corrupt. That is the main objective. And the organization itself is supposed to be a marriage between all the associations in the maritime industry. We're supposed to come together. If you see our constitution, we wanted to have a relationship with all practitioners, the transport logistics, the freight forwarders, the maritime practitioners, and also the custom brokers. All of them, they have diverse names with diverse roles they play. We can come together as one and liberate our people from shame, from lack of knowledge, from disrespect that they have been given by all manner of people, how they are being disrespected. If you see an agent, we are not respected by the importer. We are not respected by the customs. We are not respected by other groups. We are not even respected by ourselves. We are seen as thieves. But the truth is that is because of the controversial way of doing things in the system, whereby if you have a Mercedes-Benz 2020 model, you can pay duty 100,000. Me, I'll pay 100,000 or 50,000. That man there will pay 70,000. But the official duty is 100,000. Are you getting me? Why can't custom say, okay, fine, let us tell you people the duty of this vehicle so that you pay and go and carry your vehicle? Or this item, they put the amount of money you are supposed to pay in the system. Once you call up one container of fabrics, the duty will come out. You pay and go and carry your consignment. So that those that were doing business will respect us. Because when I pay duty 100,000, you paid 40 and pay 30. The other people will be seen by their importer as not knowing what they are doing. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, sir. You just mentioned that you try to engage other associations within the maritime sector. We have at least 5 registered, that's 5 licensed accredited associations by the Council for the Registration of Freight Forwarders in Nigeria, the CRFA. How well did you try to engage them in order to sell this idea to them and let them understand the benefits of coming together and then being advocates of battle against corruption within the system?
I can tell you for free that discussions are ongoing. The national secretary of our organization is a member of a sister association. The Western Zone PRO is also a member of another association, and so on and so forth. A lot of them are coming in. They are beginning to understand that we are not coming to shoot ourselves on the leg. Because when we came out, they believe that this corruption, how can these people come in and say they want to fight corruption? They want to destroy our business, so they want to open our game in the public. But this whole game, it is the clearing agent that is losing and the importer. The customs, other security agents are smiling to the back. I hope you understand what I'm saying. For example, now, if you capture a job and custom put alert, who is the settlement of the alert going into? It is the customs. Are you getting me? And if you want to carry your goods and police put letter of stoppage, and you go to the office and settle them and remove the stoppage, who is winning?
So how does the association intend to stop all this?
We are already in partnership with EFCC and other anti-graft agency, and we have about 6 or 7 cases in court already. And we have some matters also with this police, trying to bring all these criminals to book, because some of them are claiming to be officers and officials, but they're actually criminals. And we'll prove it in court.
Okay. So, what's the response of these security agents? Yeah,
You know that
I want to get them to like your idea.
through our advocacy, the east-west road that have been perverted with more than 18 custom checkpoints have been reduced to 7 now. Are you aware?
The east-west roof. So
So that's a Lagos stretch to Port Harcourt.
okay.
There are about 18 custom checkpoints. It's about 7 now.
Oh,
Take a trip. 11 has gone. Lagos Badagry Expressway that they have up to 20 custom checkpoints. Custom alone. Some come and do hit and run. Carry, go and chop and drop. They have all gone. About 6 is left. Some of you that are living on that road should have to know.
or renew. They've been reviewed before.
They have been reduced to 4. How did that happen? It is through our advocacy.
Yes, sir. But also playing in devil's advocate. There was a report that people try to your agency association tried to set up roadblocks along the way. That's the Los Badagry Expressway. What's your reaction to that?
This book is my witness. The toll of corruption in Nigeria. The role of illicit checkpoints in the exorbitant prices of goods that cost Nigeria. If we mount roadblock, it's an illicit roadblock. So how can me that I'm talking about illicit roadblock put an illicit roadblock? I can tell you for free that the people that wrote that publication, they have apologized to me. And you can reach across to them and ask them. They have apologized and they have brought down the publication. Are you still seeing the publication?
What inspired them to write that in the first place?
What inspired them to write it is just, I'm going to guess, is that those who are afraid of us want to give us a bad name to hang us. But they cannot succeed because when I wrote petition because I can write petition easily. I wrote petition to the AIK Maritime Police reporting those people. And I asked them to produce the record they said we wrote to Custom, intimating that we are going to open a checkpoint on Lagos by the expressway. They couldn't produce it. Who gave you the report? Nobody gave them. They cannot say that this person or that person. What they are saying is that let us speak. That they didn't know that it was me that can be president of this organization. That if they knew, they know me that I'm a no-nonsense person, that they would have tried it. And I believe since they have come with that kind of voice, we cannot become good people under one height. We accepted it. I told one of them that I've accepted the apology, that I will even withdraw the matter from the police.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll be speaking with Dr. Basil Onwulisa, the author of The Toll of Corruption in Nigeria. We'll be back in a jiffy after this short break. Thank you.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Okay. We are welcome back to the program Maritime Frontier Show. My name remains Dili Utomi. We have been talking with Dr. Basil Onwulisa, the author of The Toll of Corruption in Nigeria, the role of illicit checkpoints in the exorbitant prices of goods across Nigeria. So, we have been talking generally about corruption and particularly about the specs in the maritime sector. No, there are agencies, different agencies of government within the maritime sector. We have the economic regulator, which is in Nigeria Shippers Council. What do you think their role is in the role they should play in trying to curb these corrupting intentions that you so much talk about?
The truth of the matter is that the so-called regulatory agencies, they don't even know their rules. They don't know their rules. They try to also take out a living through those rules. Are you getting me? For example, if in the Nigerian situation, if you report a case to the police, you will give police money to investigate the case. Are you aware?
Yeah.
If that is the case, if you give a matter to those regulatory agencies, if you don't give them money, they will not do justice to the case. So their position is nonsense. They're not doing their roles. They're not playing their part.
Which particular one? Because you have several government agencies within the maritime sector.
Needless to mention names, all of them are not playing their roles. All of them. There's no particular one. Maybe you start chasing shadow and say, oh, is this one? Is this? All of them are not playing their role. Like I said, since the federal government cannot empower police to investigate a case brought to them, it is the person that reported the case that will be financing and funding the investigation of the case. There's no investigation. All those things are fallacies. The true investigation is when you report a case, and then the body you reported the matter to is empowered to follow up the case, both financially and morally. They will do a huge job, what they call a human job. You cannot achieve it anywhere in any regulatory body in Nigeria. Even the FCCPC, that somebody is giving glowing attribute. The FCCPC, if you report a matter there, which I've done, when some criminal banks online, all these banks are criminal banks. Why have the FCCPC or anybody allowed them to operate in? The one that will pop up and say they will give you 10 million naira loan, and they say you should enter your details, this or that, then I give them BVM. They will give you 10,000 and asking you for interest of 15,000 in 7 days. Is that not armed robbery? What have they done about that one? Look, what these regulatory agencies are actually doing is running their own personal business. You come to them, you report a matter, you fund them. When you are tired of funding them, the person you are reporting the matter against will start funding them, and justice will be miscarriage. There'll be a miscarriage of justice. Because, for example, now, I reported, for example, let me give you an example. I report a shipping company to one of the regulatory agencies that are extorting me. Are you getting me? And they ask me what to do, the sacrifice to make and all that. I play those games, they start work. Once I stop contributing, and those people I reported start contributing, and then the people that are fully loaded, my petition or whatever complaint will not see the light of the day. Maybe when I come, they will tell me, look, we are not called to, you can go to court. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Are you saying that the regulatory agencies and other agencies are sitting on their hand? They are not doing what else.
They are collaborating, they are conspiring, they are working for the highest bidder. And I stand to be corrected. And I want, at times when I'm facing the television, that they should come along. Let us talk about it. So how to ask them question, they respond, and then I throw them the big question.
But that's a very bleak assessment of government agencies, is it not? Isn't that very worrying? If you could sit down and television and say this, and then you say you have your facts about them.
You say that the journalist is always playing devil's advocate, right? I'm playing demon's advocate. In the real sense of what is a demon advocate. It's an advocate that is challenging the devil himself, because they're offerings of the devil. So what I'm telling you now is simple. If you want to know whether I am making the point or saying the truth, try reporting an act, an offense by any shipping company or by any terminal operators. There are some shipping companies that have my own refund to me for 3 years unpaid up to today. A shipping company like MNC, I have old deposits, the container deposits, and they are still owing me 3 years after.
3 years.
Yes.
Did you not do it with proper documentation?
They look at the argument. They say that they want to pay the the container, the money to the importer. Are you getting me? Why should they pay it to the importer? I paid the money to them from my account. The importer, they were 5 in that container. And they they paid me to do the business. And they want me to surrender the money to the importers that have no business in payment of that. I paid it. The money should come back to me. I pay for my account. But the truth is that I don't have time yet. If I have time, when I ask for that refund, they will pay through their nose.
What is it?
Because I'm holding my money doing running their business for years.
Which particular agency were I supposed to report to on this?
Nigeria Shippers Council.
What did they do about it? Or you did?
I have not reported to them because I don't have the time. It's a big time. You spend more money following all this and what they call wild goose chase. I have better solution. They say that there are low costs in the land according to them, but there are costs. If you do diligently follow your court matter without allowing for what they call
Technicalities.
That's destroy your case. You win any case in court because the court is simple. If you steal my goat and I have a video where you steal my goat and the video where you are cooking my goat and eating it, will the judge ever have the courts to say that you did not steal my goat? Yeah? I have you in video. You stole my goat. I have you another video where you are slaughtering the same goat with the same coat of the goat. And you clear the goat, chop the pepper soup. You say I will not get justice. I will get justice. Forget about it. We continue to get justice because we always follow. They don't know that at times, and that might do where they stop collecting money from importers and clearing agents from all these small vehicles. Our men are there at times recording what they are doing. Are you getting what I'm saying? That is for free. I'm giving you this for free. I will say don't polish, but I tell you that we have them on record. Some of them stealing money from the public in the name that they say that you did a short payment.
Sir, how well have you tried to push the issues to the front burner or for the federal government to be able to come to your aid and let's say see the argument from your own point of view?
We are working. In fact, we are working with some government departments that are willing to help us. Many people are tired, are fed up of this corruption, and people that are some of them that are in the civil service are angry with the level of corruption in Nigeria. So there are some of them that we are working closely with to make sure that this does not continue, and they are cooperating with us. And I can tell you, before 6 months from now, you see a lot of improvement on things. Since you can attest that semi-border now to Lagos is about 4 this year. At your own level, you remember last year, how many were there? Customs. There are those they call those that come to do hit and run. They are no longer coming. And we are asking the federal government, at least in the tariff, let them put CCTV on our roads, especially at any place there are legitimate checkpoints. Let them put CCTV there to monitor the activities of those actors. For example, there's supposed to be a CCTV where there's a military checkpoint. There's supposed to be a CCTV where there's police or custom checkpoint. If there's what they call deterrent in the international environment, it will deter them from this. And you see a lot of people will close up their checkpoints when they know now they're collecting money on camera. I hope you understand me.
Yeah.
They will abandon the business. They are not putting checkpoint because they love Nigeria so much. If not, they will have arrested all these kidnappers and armed robbers. They are doing it for their own personal pocket and those that send them.
I want to borrow from the experience of a particular country. The Berlin Wall was said to have been built about 2,000 years ago. They said for the first 100 years, the wall was always breached. People inside find a way of bringing people outside to come and attack people inside. because of
For money.
because of their own selfish and the ruling people within that time, they were frustrated at this high wall. How come these people keep coming in for about the first 100 years until somebody took the drastic steps of really educating the people inside? Because in our own palace, we say there is a rat inside that invites one outside that there's a fish hidden somewhere. Why can't the federal government do things like this, right? Borrowing such experiences, where go the drastic way, maybe even involve foreigners who are well experienced and well trained in prison for anti-corruption, come and take care of some of the things, because the way you're describing it, Nigeria is losing a lot. 20 trillion naira, like you said, is huge amount of money. That's about maybe about half of our national budget or more. Yeah, it was with me. So, what do you think drastically that should be done to curtail this?
What should be done is that it is high time the federal government take the issues of corruption seriously. Are you getting? Because corruption is also in the contract they are giving. They too, they are living in contract scams. See, for example, I saw the other day, is it 200 street lights we are giving for 683 million? Street lights, 683 million, 200 pieces. And at the end of the day, the person that will do that contract might not get 50 million. And then you will do a shady job. At the end of the day, when heavy rain and heavy wind come, the thing will be blown. So that if you pass there after 2 weeks, there will be no this in street light again. And what it means that the government has just thrown 683 million into the drain. That 683 million can be used to establish like 500 mechanized farms across Nigeria, bringing in experts. Are you getting me? To build an industrial production of certain categories of food items for local consumption and export. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Just imagine the Cambodians, they have rice commodities that can get a yield in 50 days. There are 365 days in a year. Automatically, if you want to cultivate rice, that rice with your irrigation, you can get 7 times rice yield in a year. For example, are you getting what I'm saying? Or 6 times yield. And then we keep on, using our natural phenomenon in farming to meet the mechanized panel, like using natural fertilizers, organic fertilizers to build organic food. Do you know that in United States and United Kingdom, they buy organic food times 10 of what they pay for other varieties of food? Do you know that? For example, now you see organic cocoyam that is cultivated in Africa, in the streets of United States or UK. People that know the value will buy it times 7 or times 8 of what they are selling, the ones that they are using GMO or what kind of thing to produce. Because you are eating health. Are you getting what I say? Federal government can just put that 683 million they put on street light to manipulate the people, and the politician that collected the money is taking home about 400 million for next election, to use it to kind of bring foreign partners in farming and other ways, animal husbandry, to start rearing varieties of food items that can be used for local consumption to reduce costs and also to be sold internationally. Almost 87% of our agricultural lands have not been cultivated in Nigeria. 87%. And the people of Nigeria that God created with the best weather and climatic condition ever in the entire world are still suffering and groaning in hunger. Why can't government use that their big hand to work with us, people like us that have contact with agricultural organizations in Cambodia, in Vietnam, and other nations of the world that have turned hardship and difficulty into powerful tools of development? Malaysia, Indonesia, you see, they are taking our palm in those Asian nations and made it a war. Palm oil is the best source of our protein and energy, other than all these vast sickness-causing vegetable oil they are selling in the market. Refined palm oil is the best world over. And there are more than 7 items you can extract from the palm oil. Are you getting me? Government can bring in these Indonesians, Malaysians, Vietnamese, this thing and all those, and Thailand people, and come and develop the agricultural potentials of Nigeria. The land scattered all over the world, all over Nigeria. There's a pond or something like a lake in Abuja. That lake, my Israeli friend who were driving past through that place, he saw it. He said that this place can produce 300 metric tons of fish
Every year.
every month. Every month. And that's what this.
What kind of fish should that be?
Normal fish that will grow in good environment. And what they use is just to push the eggs inside the descent, how to hatch the fish and throw it inside that place. It's a lake. If you know the lake, what do they call it in Abuja? Jabi Lake. They will just seize it up. That's a way they will construct something like a silo, covering up where the fish can escape. You will till that place is a natural environment for fish breeding now. They just be feeding the fish now with all manner of things. They showed me one video where they are feeding fish with even vegetables. Just, in Nigeria, they start wasting money for feeding fish. They don't feed fish with the even natural things. Vegetables and some plants, if you grind it and cook it well and put it, the fish will be eating it and getting fat and getting healthy and getting delicious, because those things are natural elements than those artificial food that are feeding our fish. That's why if you eat our own fish that they breed at home, it's tasteless in comparison with what is seen on the fish. But they will do that fish, they don't have land. They don't have land in here.
So they don't have much.
So because of that fact that they don't have good arable land like us, the small land they have, even their farms are covered with tents. You know that they cover their larger areas of land with tents. And Nigeria, we don't have that is stress. Our environment is good, climate condition is good. We don't need to cover our farm with tents. There are certain varieties of light that we are giving it. Yes, just what you need is irrigation. And the base of a Nigerian nation is water. You can create irrigation from anywhere. So, if we can do that and start being productive, go to China, you see people, how they work. Chinese people, they enjoy themselves as well, but they work hard and enjoy. Here, everybody is standing on the road collecting money from people. If you are coming from Agor to here, you see young men that are supposed to be in the far collecting money from keke drivers, from bike drivers, from people who are hauling goods. Then if you are sending someone to dispatch a letter for you, they will plumb the person. That's why instead of you to dispatch a letter to Victoria Island with 5,000 naira, you end up paying 10,000 for sending a letter to VI. So everywhere is filled with young, strong men misbehaving up and down, refusing to do the right thing to keep body and soul together, because government did not create a platform for these youth to develop themselves.
Thank you so very much, sir. Please, before we go, give us a parting shots. What do you think should be done to curb this corruption, and then to...
I spent the last few minutes to tell you what will be done. It is mobilizing the youth, showing them there are legitimate ways to make money. Let's assume that you employ our youth in these farms that I'm proposing, about 200 in areas of influence and areas of such activity. There are places in Nigeria now that you can do goat breeding, very easy. There are places you can do sheep breeding, very easy. There's where you can do poultry on a natural environment, not this type of which they confine chicken in a place they are eating. Just open environment, you can breed like 40 million chicken in a 6 hectares of land. Breed them naturally. I get it. That's a technology the Chinese people use. They breed them naturally. They feed them twice a day. Early morning when they wake up, they feed them. And then later in the evening, they will play some music. If they hear that music, the chicken will start coming back and come and eat that dinner and go to bed. If you see the chicken are healthy, yeah. Some of the food items they give them are actually medicine, roots, that's seeds, the all natural things that will keep them healthy. So if you can do that, you create all these type of settlements all over Nigeria. Graduate can start working there, beginning like $1,000 a month. $1,000 is about 1.5 million. Are you getting me? And they can sustain the farm. Everybody will be happy. And the meat, they can prepare the chicken and do export, prepare the goat and export. The world are waiting for Nigeria to send their natural food to them to enjoy, rather than buying a chicken that will be as big as this. When you eat it, cancer will start growing in your stomach. So these are the best way to go. And we have the mechanism to drive it.
All right. Thank you so very much, sir. We have been talking with Dr. Basil Olis, a author of the Tool of Corruption in Nigeria. It's been such a loaded edition of this program, the Maritime Frontier Show. My name is Dili Utomi. Tune in again next week on the same program. Thank you so very much for staying tuned.